What's going on? What's going on, lineage? What's going on? This is your brother Chief Kalinago. What's up, man? What's going on? Listen, I'm about to dive into a little something here real quick. So I want y'all to just ride with me here for a second. You all right? Let me see. We are going to do this. I'm going to give you a little time to get into this live. And once again, all my videos are strictly, in fact, only for educational purposes, right? Is to get you to question things and look at things from a different perspective because perspective is very, very important. And what we have to realize is the one, the people that control the narrative, all right, they control the story, right? So what we are doing right now is we are changing the dynamics of the story so that we could create our own narrative in order for us to control our story. Our story has been controlled by foreigners. You know what I'm saying? Invaders, pirates made us prisoners of war in our own land and call us slaves. Yes, a lot of our people were enslaved in our own land. Yes. All right. I'm not refuting that. We became slaves in our own land. The same example I've given y'all before. All right. I showed you the definition of United States, a corporation. I showed you the definition in their own codes about a United States business. It's a citizen. So therefore, people are actually slaves. You feel me? So with that being said, let's just say 200, 300, 400 years ago, somebody were to start telling the story of today and said, hey, guess what, man? In 2023, our ancestors were slaves. You see what I'm saying? Now, would that individual be wrong? No, because we are slaves currently to the system. You feel me? So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Our people, our ancestors were enslaved in our own land, but we were not brought over. So what we're going to do in this video is, Minister Farrakhan had a conversation, I think, with I forgot his name. What's his name? Uh, uh, um, Jay Winter, Nightwolf. And we're going to listen to a little bit of that conversation. And you know me, I'm going to dissect that a little bit. And we're going to get into the bottom of things or start questioning things. So do me a favor, if you may. Go ahead and share this link. Get it out to your people. Because again, this is about the awakening. You feel me? And I'm here. I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you finally get it and start falling back. And everything that your grandma told you, your great grandmother told you, it's going to come back. That's the key. That's the key. To breathe life into Atom, so that he could walk and be the original man once more. And that's what it is. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into this video. Of course, I do not own the rights to this video, so this is fair use. All right. And again, this is just for educational purposes. So let's get into this. Let's get into that. What I'm going to do is, as we go through the video, I'm not going to play the entire thing. All right. I put the link in the description so that you're able to listen to the entire conversation and make sense out of it yourself. All right. But however, I'm going to stop in between, certain periods of the conversation. And I'm going to do a little bit of, narration or just a little bit of, weeding through the BS, if I may. Okay. But of course, no disrespect to any of the gentlemen, that's talking. I just know in between there's a little bit of nonsense. All right, so let me just turn this light on. Give me 1 second. Yes, and we're gonna get into this. I know sometimes y'all might ask, man, Chief, aren't you tired? Yes, I am, but I can't stop. I'm addicted. All right, that's what I'm addicted to. That's what gets me high, teaching, bringing information. All right. So let us get into this. Let us go. Let us go. So let me see where we're going to start from. All right. We are going to start from where, where did I have that? I know I wrote this down. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, here we go. We're going to start at around 13 minutes. All right. Around 13 minutes. Around 13, about, let's say, I would say about 13:08. Let us go.
Became part of a student enrollment. You couldn't even become a follower unless you recited the student enrollment. And these were called the rules of Islam, meaning that these were guiding principles of action. And the first question was, who is the original man? Well, some of us have never heard a question like that. So he gave us the answer. The answer is the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe.
Let us stop right here. Now, is Minister Farrakhan telling the truth? Well, my brothers and sisters, he's telling the truth, but he's not telling all of the truth. The truth of the matter is, the original man of the planet is indeed a human, meaning that a man of color, Hueman. And within that man, you had two sets of energies. And I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by that. All right. The Asiatic so-called black man was not the first man that manifested on this planet. No. Okay. However, the Asiatic so-called black man, okay, was the first unrighteous man to come to this planet. All right. The first set of beings that came to this planet, yes, were people of color, but they were in the Americas, what's considered the Americas. Okay. And they lived for millions of years when everything was all good. Okay. And then came the time for the second aspect or duality to manifest. And that's when the Asiatic so-called black man fell and came to earth. Okay. So that they could create the other races. You see, these people always tell you truth, but they always leave out a big portion of the truth. You feel what I'm saying? The Moors will tell you, oh, well, the Asiatic black man is the original man, but they're not telling you the truth because we are not black. We are not black. Okay? The Asiatic black man was the black man. And I promise you it wasn't in complexion. Okay? It is because they were the ones that had to manifest, okay, in order to create mankind and humans, Human. But the original righteous man manifested on earth in what we call the Americas. Okay? And that's facts. That's why we were first and we had to become the last. Okay? We had to become the last. And right now, like I said before, it's time for everything to reverse. All right? Where the last will be back on top to bring goodness and balance back to earth. Okay? Let me ask you another question. What is the only race of men on the planet that took the female, the woman goddess, and turned her into a female dog, which is a bitch, through their music? Guess who it was? in the Americas, not just the United States, in Jamaica as well. You feel me? Why am I saying all this? It's because we had to be the last and bring down our people and our women to the bottom. You feel me? Turn them from gods to dogs and female dogs, which is a bitch. Okay? Let me tell y'all something. All you have to do is just think and know. Know, be able to break down the spell, be able to break down the illusion. We used to call ourselves gods. What up, God? A brother used to be a god, a sister used to be a goddess. And then a brother went from a god to a dog. What up, dog? The sister went from a goddess to what? A bitch. What's a bitch? A female dog. No other country, no other ethnic group in the world call their women bitches in songs. But we did. Why? Because again, we had to do that to bring ourselves and our women to the lowest low of every other ethnic group and nation on this planet. So yes, Minister Farrakhan is telling some truth, but they never tell the whole truth. They never tell the whole truth. You feel me? All right, let's proceed. Let's go.
Now, many of the native people that you see today don't look like the native people that the Phoenicians found here 50,000 years ago. They were much darker complected.
All right, let's stop here. I totally agree with what he said. When the Phoenicians came here over 50 years ago, mind you, the Phoenicians were also people of color. The Tartarians from Russia were also people of color. Okay? So let me ask you a question. You see, you have to listen. That's why, it says in the word, the allegorical book, it says, those who have eyes, let them see, and ears, let them hear. You see, me, I catch everything because I know what to look for. You feel me? Let me ask you a question. In fact, let us go and pull this up because I don't want y'all to think I'm making things up. All right? Man, I have to laugh. I keep telling y'all, man, my ancestors got me. Man, listen. I keep telling y'all, man. Let's read this, man. Okay? All right. Let's read this. Even so, I'm gonna stop here because we're talking about, now mind you, he's talking to a Native American, literally a Native American historian, all right, that knows his stuff. Okay? Pay attention. What did he just say? When the Phoenicians came into the Americas 50,000 years ago, the indigenous native people were darker complected. All right, beautiful. Guess what? That is a fact. But now, this is what we are going to do. We are going to poke some holes in a couple of the theories because you see, I'm going to let y'all start asking questions and stop questioning everything. You see me? All right, let us look at this real quick. Right now, this is from National Geographic, okay? And it has been agreed by all scholars and pretty much even the Native Americans. It says right now, we can solidly say that the people were across the Americas by 15,000 years ago. But that means people were probably already well placed in the Americas, suggests humans widespread about 20,000 years ago. So if 25,000 years ago, nobody was in the Americas, there were no Native Americans in the Americas, and these so-called Native Americans of today, they say that they came about 20,000 years ago. How is that? The Phoenicians came 50,000 years ago and saw dark-skinned people that were the natives here. You see, y'all don't ask questions and y'all listen to the conversations, but you don't peep the game. You don't peep the game. I promise you, the natives you see here today, they were not here 20,000 years ago. These people are new, 1800 natives. Okay, 1800 natives. Even this gentleman that's talking to Minister Farrakhan, his people wasn't here 15, 20,000 years ago, and he know that. So when Minister Farrakhan said they were 50,000 years ago, when the Phoenicians came, they saw dark-skinned, complected people. Why didn't he say something and rebuttal? Because he know he can't. He can't. Pay attention, my brothers and sisters. Don't play with Chief Kalanago now. I keep telling y'all, man, I ain't the one. I am not the one to be played with. I'm going to dissect that and expose the bone. Let us go. Because the only part of that conversation most of you heard was, well, you know, if you go into a mosque and, you know, you touch the first and the second or the second and the third person, that so-called black person will be a native. That's all y'all got from that conversation, huh? Nah, I'm here to debunk all the bullshit. Okay? Now, let us proceed. Let us continue to play and dissect this video and expose the nonsense. Let us go. Check this out.
But anytime the enemy conquers us as males of a tribe or a nation or a people, the prize, the booty is our women.
The prize, the booty is our women. Let us go into the Bible now. When the Lord God of the Bible was telling the Israelites to go into all these different places, what he was telling them to do? Rape, kidnap, kill, and take what? Take the booty, which was what? The women. It's in the Bible. So let me ask you a question. Who is really this God in the Bible? It sounds like the colonizers to me. But you see, y'all missing the message because you're focused on the messengers. But like I said, I'm here to expose all of it. Let's proceed.
So they come among us, they mix their blood among us, and as we get lighter, we come under their sway.
Now hold up. When you say they, Minister Farrakhan is talking about the pale man. But Minister Farrakhan, let us not go that far. Let us go back just to 1492. It wasn't the pale man who came here in 1492, Minister Farrakhan. You know this to be true. Why aren't you talking the truth? Why aren't you speaking the truth? Because it were people of color that came here in 1492. The pale man did not come into power until the late 1800s. Okay? Until the late 1800s. All through the 16 and the 1700s, the pale man came here as slaves and indentured servants like everybody else. And that's facts over feelings. So like I said, they will tell you truth, but in the truth, they will tell you a lot of lies, or they will leave a lot of things out. And when you don't know, you don't know, because you look at this man as astute and scholarly and masters at their craft. But trust me, you got one here in your brother Chief Kalanago they can't touch. You dig? They can't touch me because I see right through them. Okay? That's why I keep telling y'all, you have to be able to pick out the truth from the nonsense and put the story, put the puzzle together and create our story, because our story is a mystery. And what's mystery? Mystery means my story. But however, we have to go through his story in order to piece our mystery, which is my story, together. Let's proceed. So this is not about the pale man being the enemy. You see what I'm saying? We are not trying to fight the war of the Asiatic man. Those are your children that you brought into this world. Okay? And you abuse them. You enslave them. Okay? You abused them, you enslaved them, you treated them like dogs and animals. And when they came back home, they came back and fought their fathers. Okay, they came back and fought their fathers and they won and they kicked y'all out. You feel me? So the wars that we dealt with in the Americas had nothing to do with us. That was between them and their children. okay, that they brought to our shores. And that's what we are dealing with today. They want everybody of so-called color to stand up and fight the pale man, which is the pale man is not our enemy. And I'm not excusing the pale man for what he did. Okay? But let's speak the truth. The pale man was fighting for survival from their parents. And everything that came to our shores is an ongoing, not just religious war, but it was also a tribal and family war. Okay? You see, y'all better know what's going on, man. Know what's going on. So they are always trying to push the pale man as everybody's enemy. The pale man is everybody's enemy. Nah. The pale man is your enemy, and you brought him to our land. You brought him to our land. And when you fought us, you feel me? You fought us, the pale man and everybody came together, and then y'all said, hey, you know what? We're going to give it to the pale man because y'all people betrayed our ancestors. So let's speak the truth, man. It were people of color. Now, you guys want to exterminate your children now. You know what I'm saying? But you want everybody to join in your fight? No, man. That's not our fight. Our fight is to reclaim our birthright. That's it. And gain control back of our birthright. That's our fight. You deal with your children. Okay? You Asiatic black man. We ain't black. That's not us. Let us proceed. We are the red man. And don't get confused with the word red. I'll remind you what red is again. Let us go.
Just as it was in the Dominican Republic and under the French in Haiti, so it is in the Americas with our native family.
And yeah, guess what? Guess who the majority of the people in Haiti, Dominican Republic, and all these original native people are dark skinned. So how is that? It's only in the United States that these natives claim to be natives because the rest of the Americas are dark skinned. Well, of course, when you go to Canada, except Canada, because they came into Canada, of course, and came down into the US. That's what they did. They were French trappers, Mediterraneans and East Europeans and Eastern Europeans. They came through Canada. Okay? And they came down through the Appalachian Mountains into the United States. These people came here, like I said, between the 1600s and the 1800s. Okay? Don't let nobody fool you. That's why the earlier, you go into his story, you will find that the natives were darker people, but still they had that Asiatic look. Okay? They were not so-called Negroes or the so-called black people, like what we call black African American, or they call us black. They were not us. Okay? They were people that came here as servants, indentured servants. And because they came from the East India, so to speak, okay, they replaced the West Indians. Okay? It's called trading places. But like I said, all this was supposed to happen. All right? All this was supposed to happen. Let's continue.
The native family told stories about us, and we were told stories about them. So we got to get through all of the propaganda, all of the lies to build trust.
Now hear that. You see, he's talking to the Native American gentleman and talking about, us and native. All right. Now you have to be very mindful. We are not the Asiatic black man. Okay. So when he's speaking, he could be speaking of the native, of the Asiatic black man and not the original American Aborigines, because these people are native just to be born. So once again, you have to read between the lines. All right. But at some point, you're going to hear what the gentleman said, Jay Winter. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay. Pay attention. And then watch Minister Farrakhan's face.
With each other. We've made some very good attempts, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in those rules of Islam, asked us the question, what is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America and all over the planet Earth? And the answer at that time in 1930 was 17 million with the 2 million.
Okay, so check this out. All right. So in 1930, supposedly, it was about 17 million so-called people of color in North America, and you have what?
Indians.
And you have what he said, 2 million.
In those rules of Islam, asked us the question, what is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America and all over the planet Earth? And the answer at that time in 1930 was 17 million with the 2 million Indians.
Okay, so he's saying that, okay, in 1930, when whoever this minister, the other minister, he was asked what was the population in North America in the wilderness at that time, it was about, with different nations, meaning that people of color, okay, it was about 17 millions with 2 million Indians. Well, my brothers and sisters, that's incorrect. The majority of the people in the Americas were always the American Indians, and we still are today. Okay, and we still are today because we are not black. We are not the Asiatic black man. Okay, let us proceed.
Making a total of 19 million in the wilderness of North America, 4,400,000,000 all over the planet Earth. You are, as a native people, an indigenous people. When the Phoenicians came, you say 50,000 years ago, a white man wasn't on the planet then.
Okay, you see when he talk about, now pay attention, look at his eyes. Pay attention when he talk about the Phoenicians and 50,000 years ago. In his mind, he's saying, hold up. Well, Minister Farrakhan, do you know that the native people, archaeologists and his stories being told, they only came between 20 and 25 years ago? You see what I'm saying, my brothers and sisters? Let's listen to that again and pay attention and look at his eyes. You see, man, let me tell y'all something. Don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. Let's watch.
Planet Earth. And the answer at that time in 1930 was 17 million with the 2 million Indians, making a total of 19 million in the wilderness of North America, 4,400,000,000 all over the planet Earth. You are, as a native people, an indigenous people. When the Phoenicians came, you say 50,000 years ago, a white man wasn't on the planet.
Look at this. Look at that. You pay attention. That's the second time Minister Farrakhan mentioned the Phoenicians 50,000 years ago. And every time he said that, you see the defeat. Okay? Why didn't he say this for the second time? Well, Minister Farrakhan, we were here, we've only been here about 20 to 25 years, 1,000 years ago, based on what we are telling the story. You see, y'all got to pay attention, man. Pay attention to body and language and look at the eyes, man. Man, I keep telling y'all, man, I'm not the one to be played with. Trust me, Minister Farrakhan knows who we are. He knows. And he's one of the Asiatics that was put in place to call our people black. You feel me? Pay attention, my brothers and sisters. Look at the look in his face, in his eyes. because he cannot debunk the fact that the Phoenicians came here 50,000 years ago and they saw people with their same complexion, dark-skinned people. That's why they were even comparing us to Phoenicians and even the Tartarians from Russia. They were a people of color as well. Man, listen, I love this, man. I love this. This is what I do. This is what I do. Look at the look on his face. Let's do this one more time. One more time.
All over the planet
Let's do it
Earth.
one more time.
You are, as a native people, an indigenous people. When the Phoenicians came, you say 50,000 years ago, a white man wasn't on the planet.
Look. Gotti. Oh, man. I tell you, man, knowledge is so much fun, man. When you know, you know. That's why I'm able to speak over truth with such conviction, because it's not just reading books. It's my ancestors coming to me and talking to me. And, just, man, listen. Let me stop here, man. Let's proceed.
Then. So it was easy for us to intermingle with one another because we are blood of each other's blood and bone of each other's bone.
He's absolutely correct. They are related to the natives. They are all Asiatics. You see what I'm saying? So the truth is being told right there in the media, and a lot of people are missing it. Okay? Because you think you're black. You feel me? They are the Asiatic black people. We are not black. Okay? We are not black. Let us proceed.
But now, when we look at our native family, my God, you are powerful. My God, the native family is rich. But so are we. We are poor individually. But this year alone.
No, check this out. The native family are rich. Why? Because they were given our birthright. That's why they cannot enjoy it. Okay, because it's not theirs. And yes, we are poor individually. That's why I keep telling you, my people, it's time to unite. We have to come together. That's how we are going to enrich ourselves, through group economics. And what we are doing right now, the initiative that I have taken with my brother, Royal Falcon and brother Robert Moore and Empress Donnie and so many others. You feel me? That have made the decision to come together. Zazie and everybody else that's come. If I left out names, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? And say, listen, Chief, it's time. Let's do this together. Okay. So big up to my, to my brother, man. That's my tribal brother, Royal Falcon, man. We getting ready to do some big things. You feel me? So check this out.
On our economy, they say we will have $1.3 trillion coming through our hands. But we are consumers, and so are our Native American brothers and sisters.
Remember what I told y'all before? Consumers get consumed. We have to get away from the mentality of consuming unless we are supporting each other and we are circulating that money within our own economy, within our own community. Now, remember, again, I showed you the two meanings with the etymology of indigenous. Once again, for the purpose of this lesson, I think it's imperative that I go show you this. All right. So I'm going to pull that up for you real quick. All right. I'm going to pull it up for you. Etymology of indigenous, because it's befitting for this lesson once more, because I have to keep giving it to you over and over and over and over again. All right. Why this conversation could be had, and it just seems so honest and so genuine, because they are speaking the truth, but they are speaking codes. Okay. They are speaking codes. You feel me? So with that being said, don't play with I, Chief Kalinago. I'm not the one to be played with. Let me show you the etymology, which is the meaning of a word, what it was meant to carry from its inception. Okay? Indigenous, to be born or originating. Okay? Minister Farrakhan is an indigenous man. He's a black Asiatic, the original man of Asia. Okay? Now, the gentleman he's talking to, Jay, he's a native born in the Americas, but he's not originating. So you see why he's able to be called indigenous, because it means two things, either born or originating, or both. We, the American Aborigines, we are both. We are born and originating. In fact, yes, I was going to use another word for born, but it's the same thing. You feel me? So you see, they're speaking the truth, but it's coded. It's coded. All right? Let me stop sharing this now. Let's proceed and dive a little deeper into this video, man. Yes, you're absolutely right. Only certain natives, are enjoying the fruits of the labor from stealing our birthright. The majority of them, over 97% of them, are living in poverty because they can't enjoy it. It's not yours. When you're doing things that's immoral and unrighteous, you could only enjoy it for so long. You feel me? And that's just the way the universe works. All right, so let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let us get back to the video.
So the enemy makes us consumers where we used to depend on ourselves.
But check this out. Who's the enemy? The enemy is not the pale man. The enemy is the system. Who created the system? The Asiatic black man. Okay. The European so-called black man. The African so-called black man. Why do you think Nigerians could do all the things that they're doing in the world today? Because a lot of the Yoruba people, Nigerians, they are part of the black nobility in Europe, even in England. Okay? You see, y'all better pay attention, man. Pay attention. Let me show y'all an image real quick. Y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about, huh? Man, let me see. Y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Let me show y'all something real quick. If y'all think I'm joking. All right. Y'all could go look all this up for yourselves. I'm just going to show you the images, because if y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about, I keep telling people, don't play these games with me, man. Don't play these games with me. Okay? I'm not the one. Let me stop sharing this, and I'm going to share the screen and show you this, because I like to prove everything I talk about. Okay? Check this out. Right here. Who do you think the Pope is bowing to? Y'all could go look at the videos. The Pope is bowing to the black nobility, the original Asiatic. Okay? My brothers and sisters, man, let me tell y'all something, man. I am telling you the truth, whether you want to believe it or not. Now, let me tell y'all something about the Vatican. The Vatican is a city. The Catholic Church is a city. Okay? And the Vatican is the richest country in the world. Why? Because they literally are a country. All right? A nation. The Vatican is a nation. And how they conquered, it's through their legions, which is all the Catholic religions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all those religions are Catholic religions. And that's how they conquered to be the greatest nation on the planet, which is the Vatican. But guess who the leader of the Vatican is bowing to? The Asiatic black man, the first devils that came here on earth. And they had to come into the Americas, okay, to subjugate and subdue. Guess what? The original righteous man of hue that came to this planet, because we were the first and we had to become the last. The lower self had to rise and enslave the higher self. Hence the allegorical story of the higher self, the spirit being enslaved by the body. and they worship moon gods, lunar gods. That's why they told you in your Bible you were born in sin, an entrapment of the moon god. Y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about? Trust me. Like I told you, I'm ready for any one of them. Anyone that want to sit with me, let's get into it. Let me stop sharing that. Let's proceed with the video. Okay? I'm going to jump to about, the 40th minute into the video. All right? The 40th minute into the video. Now, y'all believe what I want, what y'all want to believe. I'm just giving you the truth. You do what you want with it. Let's go into about 48 minutes. And once again, pay attention to this. All right? Pay attention. Let me see where we at. Right here. Let us play this.
Brave to step up to what is demanded of us by God to defend the life that he gave us and to pass on to our children a better life, even on our death.
You know what, brother? If you were to walk into any mosque in America and you just laid your hands on the first person or the third person or the fifth person that you see, you realize that you're laying your hands on a Native American?
I believe.
You see Farrakhan's reaction? Now, my brothers and sisters, let's go over this again. And I'm going to break this down for y'all. Listen very carefully. Okay? Listen very carefully. Pay attention. Let's go back to about 48, close to about here. Let's listen to this again. And listen to what Brother J. Winter, Nightwolf, is saying. And then when he's saying it, after he has completed saying that, watch Minister Farrakhan's face.
Brave to step up to what is demanded of us by God to defend the life that he gave us and to pass on to our children a better life, even on our death.
You know what, brother? If you were to walk into any mosque in America and you just laid your hands on the first person or the third person or the fifth person that you see, you realize that you're laying your hands on a Native American?
I believe.
There were only 8% of the slaves that came to America. So how is it that there are so many more people that they claim are Black or African American? I think they got the numbers wrong.
You hear that? You hear that? Did you hear that? And you heard Minister Farrakhan, right? Let me break some things down for y'all. Okay? Minister Farrakhan keep saying Black, but you heard what he said? The so-called Black and the so-called African American. Why didn't he say, like Minister Farrakhan, the Black? Y'all got to pay attention. And guess what he said? If you walk into a mosque and you touch the first person, he didn't say the second, the first person, meaning that the first people are the people of color that they call Black first. Pay attention. The third and the fifth. So we're looking at literally the first, the third, and the fifth. In between 1 and 3 is what? 2. So now we're looking at a so-called native. And then between 3 and 4 is what? Or a so-called Black in between. Because we're looking at the mosque right now, right? So pardon me, not native. So the second person is supposed to be considered Black. Then the fourth person is supposed to be considered Black. So that means in the mosque, every 5 individual, at least 3 of them is an American Indian. Why isn't Minister Farrakhan teaching his people that? Now, that is just the mosque. Let us go into the Christian church. So if in the mosque, where they're dealing with the Asiatic Black man, and you go into the mosque and you have 1, 3, and 5 individual that you touch. The very first one you touch is a Native American, but they're so-called black people though. But the third one is a Native American, and the fifth one is a Native American. And guess what? That's Islam, but Christianity now. When you go into that church, guess what? I guarantee you, the first, the second, the third, and the fifth, they are American Indians. You see, y'all have to learn to read between the lines. And what did he say, brother? Only 8% came. And he said, you know what? The numbers just don't add up. Because it don't add up. Because it was a lie. We have always been. We have always been here. Man, I keep telling y'all, man. I keep telling you, don't play these games with me, man. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Okay? I'm not the one to be played with. What did the man say? The man didn't say, well, the black people. No, he said so-called, because he know we ain't black. He know we ain't black. I'm going to play this one more time so it could sink in into the stiff-necked heads of the people who think they came from Africa. This is a Native American historian that's saying that. Okay? You could tell when the truth, or what ancestors have to, trust me, punch them in the chest to speak the truth. And that's why when he was talking to Minister Farrakhan, you know, when he heard about the 50,000 Phoenicians that came here 50,000 years ago, and the people were dark-skinned complexion people, and in his head he said, oh my God, what do I do now? Because I feel defeated, because, you know, our stories, we only came here between 10 to 15, 20,000 years ago. Minister Farrakhan, why did you say this? Why didn't he debunk that? Why didn't he rebuttal that? When they have only supposedly been here between 12 to 20, 25,000 for the most. But of course, I know that's not true. That's just a made-up story. These people came here in the 1800s. But you could tell he has a little bit of the, you know, the original hue in him. You feel me? Let us just go to his part one more time before we proceed, because I want to hear it again. It brings me joy. Okay? I've had a long day. So this is bringing a little bit of solitude to me right now. So let's hear this one more time. You know what, brother? They claim, they claim. You hear the hypocrisy in his damn mouth. Oh, well, you know, well, we really won. But earlier it was, well, the Native Americans and we. You see what I'm saying? The hypocrisy. Oh, well, you know, well, we really won. The only enemy we have is the pale man, but yet still the Asiatic black man is the one who actually created the pale man. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all gotta peep between the messages, man. Stop focusing on the messenger. That's why y'all are missing the truth. And that's why I'm here to break it down and dissect it for y'all. What did he say? He never said we were black. He said so-called black. They claim that they are black. They claim that they are African American. You guys didn't hear the audio. You serious? Nah, say it ain't so, bro. Hold up. Hold up for a second. One, two. Nah. You guys didn't hear anything at all? Nah, stop it, brother. You know, brother Little. You guys didn't hear anything at all? Anything that Jay White said? You serious? So no audio from the very beginning? Why you didn't tell me that earlier, brother? Let me try this again, man. Hold on for a second. I don't know. Let me take off. Or the last one you didn't hear it. Okay, well let's see if we could get it. Go back to what was that? 48. Let's see. All right, let's do this again. What was that? 48. Let's see. All right, let's do this again. What was that? 48. Let's see. All right, let's do this again. Did you guys hear that part? Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. Hold on for 1 second. I wasn't sharing that. Did you guys hear that part? All right, hold on for a second. I'm gonna go back. Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna go back real quick. Go back to 48. Yeah, you know what? Let me share that screen. All right, give me 1 second. All right, brother Saw Eden said he heard it, but let me share the screen one more time because it's important to hear this. All right, to what brother Jay White is saying. Okay, let's do this again, and let me know if you're hearing it when he's saying it. Okay.
Children, a better life, even on our death.
You know what, brother? If you were to walk into any mosque in America and you just laid your hands on the first person or the third person or the fifth person that you see, you realize that you're laying your hands on a Native American?
I believe
There were only 8% of the slaves that came to America. So, how is it that there are so many more people that they claim are black or African American? I think they got the numbers wrong because a lot of Native Americans are the ones that they're counting as black folks too.
well we're really one.
Yeah.
We're not going to let them count this is Native American, this is black.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You hear that? You hear the bullshit from Minister Farrakhan? Oh, well, we're not gonna. Yeah, I believe that. Oh, well, we are one. I'm not gonna let them call Native American and black. No, hold up. But earlier you differentiated between so-called black and Native American. You did it, but now the truth is coming out. You know what I'm saying? He's actually telling you the truth. But all of a sudden, oh well, we not. I'm not gonna have them have them. Who's them? Y'all created the problem. Y'all so-called black Asiatics and black Europeans who came here. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, man, y'all have to peep the game, man. Peep the game. So first, you had when, Jay Winter, Nightwolf, was talking about blah, blah, blah. And Minister Farrakhan said, listen, 50,000 years ago when the Phoenicians came, the people who they met here were people of color. Guess what? Jay Winter didn't say anything because he couldn't debunk it. Because their stories, they came over the land bridge between 12 to 20, 25 years, 1,000 years ago. Now, that's their story. So in other words, based on their story, nobody was in the Americas over 25,000 years ago. But yet still, and of course we know that's a lie. But since that Minister Farrakhan mentioned the Phoenicians, and that's documented and archaeologically true, and historically true, the Phoenicians, the Tartarians, all those people, the Hicks, a lot of these people came here over 50,000 years ago, and they saw us. How come Jay Winter did not debunk that? And then Minister Farrakhan was calling us black. Even in the conversation, he was saying black. But when Jay Winter was talking about when you go to a mosque, and if you touch the first, the third, and the fifth person, that person will be an American Indian. Okay? And he said the people that they claim, he didn't say the people that are black, he said the people that they claim. He's not telling Farrakhan, hey, you and your people, you're Asiatics, you're black. But the people that they're claiming to be black, they ain't black. They are Native Americans. You see, y'all got to peep the game, son. Don't play with me. I'm not the one. Peep the game in the language and the expression. And when he told that to Minister Farrakhan, oh, well, I agree. I believe it. And, but we cannot allow them to separate. Who's them? Who's them? Who is them? You are the ones confusing our people. Tell the truth. Let our people know that they are not black. There's a difference between the black Asiatic man and the American Indian, the people they call so-called black. We are the original people of the land. You feel me? Anyway, that's that. You guys could look at the whole video, and now that I'm breaking down how you're supposed to, how you're supposed to break those things down, now you could go from the beginning and do it yourself. All right? I'm just teaching you how to study and how to research and how to pick the truth out of the nonsense. Okay? Out of the nonsense. Let us go to a next one right now. Hold on for 1 second. Another great man. Let us go to another great brother. Let's go, man. Let's go to another one. It's another one, DJ Khaled. Take that, take that, take that. Here we go. Boom.
It comes as a great shock around the age of 5 or 6 or 7 to discover the flag to which you have pledged allegiance, along with everybody else, has not pledged allegiance to you. It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you, that the Indians were you. It comes as a great shock to discover that the country, which is your birthplace, and to which you owe your life and your identity.
Let us go back to that again, man. You see what I'm saying? In a room full of Caucasians, even so-called Negroes in there, when he spoke the truth, they laughing and giggling. How come ain't nobody refuted that when he said it? Let us listen to it one more time.
It comes as a great shock around the age of 5 or 6 or 7 to discover the flag to which you have pledged allegiance, along with everybody else, has not pledged allegiance to you. It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you, that the Indians were you.
All right? Guess what? When I was little, I never rooted for Gary Cooper. I always rooted for the Indians. Let us go listen to one more from another great man. From another great man. Let us go. Let us go. One more. One more from another great man. Where we at? Let's go. Let us go.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. But you never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine.
You heard what Malcolm X said? Let's listen to that one more time. Listen to that one more time. Listen.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folks. But you never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people.
You hear that? Aborigines are called natives, and they're always dark-skinned people.
You and I are aborigines.
You and I are aborigines.
But you don't like to be called an aborigine.
But you don't like to be called the aborigines. Man, listen, I just gotta laugh, man. Ooh, man. I keep telling y'all, man. Hold on for a second. Hold on for 1 second, man. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see if I could give y'all one more. Give me 1 second. If I could just find that, just one little part. Let me see. I want to find it. I don't want to do the whole thing. Let me see. All right. I'm trying to see if I hold up. Let me see. All Martin Luther King. I'm trying to find that one part. But Martin Luther King said what? The Negro is exiled in his own land. In his own what? In his own land. You feel me? The Negro is exiled in his own land. Is who in whose land? In his own land. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself exiled in his own land. So powerful. Let me see if I can find this for y'all, because I have to show it to you so you could see what I'm talking about, man. Don't matter how we look at it. Malcolm X told it to you. Martin Luther King told it to you. James Baldwin told it to you. J. White Wolf, a Native American historian, told it to you. What else can I tell you? Let me show y'all again, man. Let me just go ahead and look for this. All right. And then I'm going to conclude this video because I think I've done my duties for today. I'm going to go ahead and relax myself. All right. Let me just cut that down one time. And we're going to go down here. Okay, let me see where we got it at. Boom. Negro. I'm going to highlight that. Okay? And let us look at that. Woo! I got a PDF of that. Let me show it to y'all real quick. Okay, check this out. Martin Luther King's speech. I'm gonna just go just to that one part. Just that one part. Why do you think our ancestors own all the land all over the Americas? Guess what? In Dominica, there's no titles to no land. We always had the land. All over the Americas, our ancestors owned the land before they brought in the concept of titles. And the first concept of titles they brought in was, guess what? The Aboriginal title. And then they took it away from us because the Aboriginals were the landlords. And then they had to switch it to make them the tenants. So now we're tenants and the invaders are the landlords. But what does it say? 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of the American society and find himself exiled in his own land. That's a bold statement to make when we're being told that this land belonged to Native Americans. Come on, man. Stop the nonsense, man. Stop the cap. We ain't doing it no more. We're not doing it anymore. No, it's time to stand up, man. It's time to stand up. It's time to stand up. Okay? It's time. No, this is what we're going to do. All right? If y'all don't think we don't know what words mean, okay, let us go look at the meaning of exile. Because there's a reason why Martin Luther King used that word particularly. The man gave y'all the clue. He couldn't spell it out. Because within the, the atmosphere, okay, the atmosphere of that time, he could just not spell it out. So he was speaking in codes, but Negroes were just so, I have to be respectful. You feel me? They missed it. The man was giving you the clue that what our grandmamas was saying, that we are the Indians. And he told you we are the Indians, the people they call the Negroes in America. We are the Indians. But let us go look at the meaning of the word exile. Maybe Martin Luther King didn't know what he was talking about. Maybe he made a mistake. Maybe he was confused. Maybe that day he was drunk. You feel me? Maybe he was intoxicated that day. But maybe he made a mistake. But just because he made a mistake, let's go look at the meaning of or the definition of exile. Because he made a mistake. He didn't know what he was talking about. Let us read. Of a person, which is in the story or in the speech, the Negro was the person, having what? Been expelled and barred from what? From one's own native country, technically for political or punitive reasons. Now, let us go solidify that. Let us go to Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary and let us go look at the meaning of American. What does it say? What does it say? American, a native of America. You see, native, the term native did not change until literally the late 1800s when they replaced our people, the original native people. Okay, it became a term that only meant to be born. Okay, but with the etymology of the word, it was actually born or originating. So what they did was they went back and took the aspect of indigenous to be born and made it native, which it means two things, either born or originating. Okay, originally applied to the aboriginals. What did Malcolm X said? You are the aborigines, but you don't like being called the aborigines. Who are aborigines? Dark-skinned people, okay, or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of the Europeans born in America, hence the Asiatics, the Africans, and the Black Europeans. Okay? Now, just in case you're still confused when they talk about the Red Indian, I've already showed this to you. I've already shown it to you, but I'm going to show it to you one more time for the purpose of this lesson, and then I will conclude. Here we go. Ruddy, red animals. Okay? See what ruddy looks like? This is what ruddy looks like. All right? This is what ruddy red Indians look like. Okay? You see them? That's what red Indian look like. Let us go look at ruddy bulls, which I've already shown you. Ruddy bulls, images. Okay? Images of ruddy bull. No, not ruddy bulls, ruddy bull. Okay, here we go. Look at what a ruddy bull looks like. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Let us go look at the Indian red crayon when they used to have it in schools, right? And now they took it out of circulation because they had whatever reason they took it out of circulation. But I'm going to close with this. Check it out. Indian red. Now, ain't that something? Isn't that something? Who would have thought Indian red is actually chestnut, dark skin copper? This is Indian red, people. Let that sink in. At some point, somebody was telling the truth. At some point. But they took it out of circulation. I wonder why. Like I said, the truth will prevail. And like I said before, it is time to organize. All right? So you're absolutely correct, Zazie. America, the continent, will never be great again until we, the original people of the land, are restored everybody's going to suffer because of that if we are not. Because our ancestors ain't playing. I know I'm not playing. And I've already put out the word. So y'all better know. We coming. We coming. And I would love to have a conversation with Jay, the brother Jay. All right. Love to have a conversation with him because he knows the truth. He knows the truth. Go listen to the conversation I had with the Cherokee Nation in Oklahoma. He got so mad. He said, well, if my grandmother permed her hair, she would look like one of the black people in Oklahoma. But hold up. What does perming your hair have to do with your complexion? But anyway, man, I wish y'all a beautiful sun rest. And I'm going to continue to do what I do, man, because I love you. I love my people. I love people in general, but we have to step up as the original people of the land. Okay? We have always been here. And that whole story, like I said, about the 12 million slaves, I've already broken that down. Okay? The 12 point something million slaves they're talking about are the Slavs that came here in the 1800s and the 1900s through Ellis Island. There has never been any other time where millions of so-called black people came here from Africa or anywhere on as slaves. That's a lie. But that's a damn lie. They played a trick on us. Okay? It's all in the word, man. It's called tricknology. Playing with the words, word magic, black spells, black magic. So our people took the curse of the pale man because black means pale. You heard it from Jay White. I think I don't want to mess up his name, but brother Jay, you heard what he said. He said what? The people they claim to be black. Now, if the man is telling you the truth, the Native American historian is telling you the truth. If you walk into a mosque, all right, and mosque based on Minister Farrakhan's followers, they consider themselves Asiatics, so-called black Asiatics. But if the man is telling you, if you walk into a mosque, the first person you touch, now what are the chances of that? Close your eyes, put some blindfold on, and go anywhere into one of Minister Farrakhan's meetings or church, and the first person you touch, guess what? Is a Native American. I don't think y'all heard what the man said. And then he said what? Turn around again, touch another person. That person may not be a Native American, but guess what? The third person is, and the fifth person is, and the seventh person is. Okay? And you have the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, and the 10th. So if the first person is American Indian, the third is an American Indian, the fifth is an American Indian, the seventh American Indian, the ninth American Indian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally 50% of the mosque is American Indian. 50%. And the rest is so-called black Asiatic mixed with the American Indians. So they are still American Indians because once our blood touched them, because this is our land. Okay? Let's not talk about the Christian churches. I guarantee you, every first, second, and third is an American Indian. Then you have the 6, 7, and 8, 9 is an American Indian. Go look at the hats they used to wear with the feathers in them. Go look at the Christian dance when they catch the Holy Ghost. That's the Indian dance. They all American Aboriginals out here singing devil hymns. Let me stop before I go too far. I'm going to stop now before I go too far. All right? So I'm going to conclude here. And like I said, I wish y'all an amazing sun rest. Let us continue to grow. Let us continue to rise. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing because I love you. That's why I do what I do. All right? So it's our time. We have nothing to be afraid of. Nothing whatsoever to be afraid of. So let us stand up and let us be who we are. We ain't got to prove nothing to anybody. Nothing. Let them prove that we are not. Put the burden of proof on the accusers. because I'm ready to step up. I've been stepped up. Okay? Like I said, I can't do it alone. All right? Y'all have a good sun rest. Take care.